at all this stuff around me. These boards are cool. The couch is sick. I've had it since forever, but what the point is, all of these material things I've probably accumulated over the course of my life, actually. Not just the course of living in this apartment, but as human beings, we just keep on accumulating more and more things. That's pretty natural for your average human being, including myself. It's just crazy when you really think about how many things you own. I'm probably going to expose me and my girlfriend, but I mean, look at all the shoes we have. I don't know if you guys can see it properly. Like, why do we have this many pairs of shoes? Like, we don't really need that many pairs. I mean, obviously it is nice if you're trying to have like a variety and you're trying to match with certain clothes and whatnot, but is it really necessary to have that many pairs? I don't like to think so, but some people don't agree with me. I would recommend that anybody in their early to mid 20s, even like later in life, like when you're 50 years old or whatever, anybody in the right mind to try to pack down their lives into 15 kilos and live off of those things for a couple months. 6 months even would be sick. I mean, I'd definitely say it isn't for everybody, but I'd say try it because it's a feeling like no other, let me just tell you that. So part one, it's definitely hard to pack up all your shit into 15 kilos and just live off of that. Last year, I moved to Berlin for 6 months, but I was only just living in a little dorm and I didn't have room or the funds to just rent a truck and just bring all my shit down there. So packed up a little suitcase and moved down there for 6 months, and it was one of the best things I've ever done in my life. Obviously, it's easier said than done, but yeah, I must say, like, the feeling of freedom, it just never gets old. Not having any obligations or any responsibility that you own something that you have to take care of, and what happens if it breaks, or it pretty much just don't have that feeling when you're traveling with like a little backpack or maybe a bigger backpack, but you know, it's still not a lot of things in comparison to if you own an apartment or if you're renting an apartment and it's full of your own furniture, or let's say you own a car or something like that, you know. As we get older, we just tend to accumulate more and more responsibilities without us even knowing it. Often we don't even realize it. So it's just really rare to feel that type of freedom later in life as somebody in their mid-20s who already lives by themselves. It's probably the easiest to just get rid of your responsibilities when you're that age. Like I just said, as we age, we accumulate more and more responsibilities. So cherish that freedom if it's possible for you to get rid of your things. All you really need to survive and have a good life is the essentials. Obviously, toiletries, a couple clothes, the clothes that you're hyped on, the clothes that you know that you'll be able to wear in all types of weather. Maybe bring some warm clothes if you're going somewhere cold. Sometimes if you find something new, you're just gonna have to ditch something else, maybe that you don't use that often, or you should just make somebody else's day by giving it to them or something like that, you know, pass it on. So in terms of passion, like, there always has to be room for your passion. You watched this channel before, you guys know that my passion is skateboarding. I love skating, and it's been a part of more than half of my life. So I just pretty much always want to have it in my life, a part of my life. So I pretty much always travel with the skateboard and everything that I need in order to skate. So probably a pair of skate shoes, maybe a tool. I make the sacrifices I have to make in order to bring everything I need to skate. And really, I don't need that many things to skate. Let's take my friend as an example. She's moved to Australia. She's been there for 2 months, going on 3 months. And all that she's brought with her was a backpack, a single backpack and a skateboard. I like to think of her as a role model in terms of bringing the essentials and bringing what exactly you need. You know, packing your whole life into like a little backpack, or I guess 15 kilos, if you will. Like, I guess that's like definitely, that's a lot in your eyes, I would imagine. But I wanted to ask, like, how did you pack your whole life into like a small backpack and just go to Australia for a couple months? You've been there for 2 months now.
It's crazy. Well, my process was basically, I've traveled a lot. Every time I travel, I would pack what I thought was the absolute fucking minimum I could bring. Like, I can bring no less than this. And yet, every single time, I had more than double than I needed. So I kept on bringing less and less and less. And I kept thinking, no, this is the minimum. No, this is the minimum. And it was still always too much. So this time I was like, I'm just going to bring my school backpack, this one.
Man, that's crazy.
And I was like, no more. I don't need anything else. Guess what? I still don't need all of it. I don't need it. Because I just looked at what do I actually need. I just really didn't need that much. I'm kind of wearing the same clothes all the time anyways. And then if you have that and your toothbrush and a passport and if you really need something, you'll find it where you go. Or it will come to you.
Like if you manifest it, then like it'll come to you. Like if you just like speak it into existence, it could work.
True. Like this is such a good example of this trip because I came with nothing. And like, for example, skate shoes. I had my skate shoes and they were full of holes and my toes were poking at the bottom. And my roommate kept telling me, Freya, just buy new shoes. And I said, they'll come to me. They'll come to me. And now I got 2 pairs of shoes for free from some homie I met, like, right on the brink of it. Same thing with a jacket. I didn't bring a jacket. A week in, someone gave me a jacket. Like, I don't know, these things just kept coming to me, and all the things I didn't bring, I've acquired without looking for them. And you can call it, like, gullible luck, but it works. And I think it would work for anyone that only brings a backpack. Like, it's all gonna work out.
Your situation might be an extreme for maybe the majority of people, but I still believe in the fact that, you know, if you just manifest it, it'll come to you, and like you'll end up figuring out everything pretty easily, like way easier than you might think. At least I need to learn from this too. I'm about to pack my life into probably 15 kilos for the next year or so. Maybe you're definitely a role model for me in terms of just minimalist lifestyle, if you will.
Do you want to talk to Van Guy?
Sure, let's talk to Van Guy. Did you find it hard to like downsize and like fit your whole life into that van for a while, or how was that?
It was not sure. It was liberating to have less things. It's nice to have everything with you.
There's just something about that, the feeling of just having everything with you is just, I don't know. It's just, yeah, it's amazing. I think what I'm really trying to say with all of this is that we as human beings just need to reevaluate and perhaps decapitalize our brains, or our capitalistic mindsets, if you will. It's so easy for people, including myself, to just get carried away with buying more and more things and accumulating more stuff. I believe that by packing your whole life into like a backpack or 15 kilos, like I said before, it could just really help people reset their mindsets. Just feeling the feeling of freedom, and it's just a feeling like no other, and it's a feeling that you only get by downsizing and not having that many things, not owning that many things, not being held down by all of the things that you might own. By resetting people's mindsets here and by making people less capitalistic and less focused on always buying new things, I think it could ultimately make the world better and more healthy at the same time. It's 100% worth it, and I would recommend anybody who is anywhere in their life basically to try it out if you haven't tried it out.